Here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight we'll always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some people know me as Crystal. Some people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with the C. Other people know me as Nacho Mama. That was my old YouTube name back in the day. It was Nacho Mama, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender. I know. People are like, were you born to be a stripper or a hippie? I'm going to say both, but I'm going to drop it like it's hot, but I'm going to creep my way back up. You know what I mean? So before we get started, we are going to talk about this. Boo, boo, boo. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. Okay. And I wrote this whole entire thing using my phone and some paper. All right. So it's amazing what you can do with those little computers in your pocket. Okay. And I tell my story as a message of hope and inspiration for anybody that's out there that's struggling in silence, that feels like they're all alone. Like, I'm very loud about my recovery. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm 3+ years into recovery. Like, I'm a recovered addict, and I tell my story very loudly. And it's not because I'm proud. It's because I don't want anybody out there sitting in silence feeling like they're all alone. Okay. So that will be in all of the description boxes of my videos. You could get it for Amazon and $12.12, or you can get it on my website for free, or you can email me and you can get a signed copy, and all of that stuff will be in the description box below. All right. So hi, everybody. Welcome here. Welcome here. Hi, Doris. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, James. Boop, boop, boop. Ariel, Julie Booley, Mary Jana, Mommy Beans, Rev Heather M. Stevens, Doris. Hello, hello. All right. So we're going to do free readings tonight. Like, thank you guys so much for being here. I figured out something. Like, it seems like I had to be aware of my own patterns, right? Well, apparently one of my patterns is kind of being scared of success, because I've noticed that anytime that I've reached a major milestone on my adventure with YouTube, like, it's like I get a milestone, like my last milestone was being able to get the super chats or whatever, and then like I kind of freak out, and then like, have to go inside and like kind of evaluate or whatever. So I've realized that that's one of my patterns. So now that I'm aware of that, I can absolutely not be a victim to my own self. Okay. So we're all about changing patterns and being accountable. So I'm taking accountability for my own weird triggers and PTSDs or whatever. So sorry about that. It's your birthday. Woo woo. Happy birthday. Jennifer, not Jenny. All right. It's your birthday. What kind of question? What's your question? Rev, you are first. What is your question? I hope everybody had a great Halloween. Like, I spent some time with my mom and spent some time with my brother. And that was weird. I went out. Okay, gotcha. Will she contact you? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Absolutely, Jenny. Now that Rev's daughter is gotten away from her husband, will she contact Rev? Will she contact her mom? Now that she's gotten away, will she contact her mom? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Now that she's gotten away, will she come in contact? You've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Sun in the upright, and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So it looks like there's definitely going to be a reaching out here with the Sun card being in the middle of the spread. It looks like there was definitely a lot of imbalance. Like they were very overly committed. And they're lacking a little bit of accountability here. But yeah, with the Two of Cups being the next card out, there will definitely be that's coming together. That's mutual connection. That's coming back together. That's being with people that you love. And I think they're going to have a very sudden and abrupt awakening, like an awareness, because you got the Four of Cups in the reverse here. So there's going to be a very sudden, it says sudden awareness, choosing happiness, acceptance, checking in for realignment. Okay, so I absolutely do feel like there is going to be communication there. They might have been saving up money, and I know what it's like to be in those type of relationships. I'm sure you do too. And once you get out of it, it's like it's really hard to see when you're in the middle of it. Like it's really hard to see like how big the ocean is when you're sitting in the middle of the ocean. But if you come up above it, then you can actually see that you're in the ocean. And I don't think she really understood how bad her situation was. Like she still might not understand exactly how bad it is until she comes out of it and she could see it from like a bigger perspective. And once she does realize that that there was not a lot of hope there with the Star in reverse, that she will fight for her freedom, for her own true happiness. The Page of Swords, that is definitely a card of communication, and that's on top of the Sun card and on top of the Two of Cups. So there's definitely going to be a reach out there. There might be a little bit of ego, like whoever it doesn't matter who did what to who. All right, so if they do contact you, don't bring up anything from the past whatsoever. Like just start from that point forward. Like don't say anything about like their relationships or any sort of I told you so's or any of that kind of stuff. Just open your heart and be thankful that they're there. Okay, like don't rub it in their face, because they might be expecting you to do some sort of oh I told you so or ha ha, you know what I mean. And a lot of people don't, they already know that, so they don't really want to hear it. So make sure that you're just really open. You're open to receive her when she does step forward, and don't bring up any sort of any of that from the past. Okay, like let her open up to you about the situation. Like don't pry. Just be thankful that she's there. Okay, but yeah, there does look like there's going to be reaching out. That would be an amazing birthday present. Hopefully she at least says happy birthday. Yeah, there's an acceptance, there's moving on, and there's finding peace. So there's definitely going to be a resolution, like a hug. I feel like a hug. A hug is in your near future. I hope that helps. Birthday present, birthday, happy birthday. Say happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Like my family's tradition is we all get together and we sing as loud and as out of freaking key as we possibly can. It's hilarious. Yeah, she's probably just a little bit tired right now. She's stressed, she's tired. Like when we go through those types of situations, like we don't want to admit that everybody around us was right. Like we fought so hard to be in our toxic relationship. It's like, no, I'm staying. So when we actually come to the realization ourselves, like it's a big pill to swallow. Okay. But yeah. So Jennifer, are you next? I hope that helps. Jennifer, not Jenny. Let me see. I might have to use my phone to do it. What is your question? What's your question, Jennifer? General love? General love. All right. General love for Jennifer, not Jenny, which you gave me my very first super chat. Like, I was so excited about that. So exciting. Thank you so much. All right, Jennifer, not Jenny. General love question. I have this quilt my mom made me. My mom made a quilt out of like all my old band shirts, like all the old shirts I used to wear or whatever. Jennifer, not Jenny. General love question. I was going to go live yesterday, but there were so many people. I was like, nah, I'll wait. Go in and say hi to all my friends and eat too much junk food and go to sleep. General love. Ooh, looks like you have some unfinished business. The first card out was the World card in reverse. Is there some sort of unfinished business with somebody? You got the High Priestess and the Nine of Wands. So somebody at a distance from you. Is there some sort of long distance thing going on here, or somebody that was like way from your past, maybe like maybe somebody that you grew up with or somebody that lives away from you, but there's definitely some sort of unfinished business, and there does look like there's going to be an apology, or there's like plans towards the future with the Three of Wands. There's somebody's making plans to make a comeback around, like they want to do that reach around. You got the Sun card too, so whatever it is, whatever this person is whatever they're planning, I think is going to make you really happy. Like something about their apology or something about the way that they approach you is going to bring a lot of happiness to you with the Sun card. But it does look like they have to travel, or they're at a distance with the Nine of Wands here. So there might be like a surprise, like, hey, I'm in town, you want to get some coffee, like have a little bit of a catch up, or there is a plan of wanting to go public. There's something to do with charity, or something to do with being generous with their time, generous with their offer. Like I think that they've been thinking a lot, like they've been doing a lot of thinking. They might be a little bit shy to reach out like emotionally with the Ace of Cups in reverse. Like they might be a little bit shy to reach out emotionally, but they definitely are going to come forward and ask you, like in a nonchalant type of way. They don't want anything like really super serious, hot and heavy right off the bat. Like they kind of want it a little bit more casual, like they just want to play it cool and see what happens. But you're definitely on their mind a lot. They're a little bit emotionally guarded though. This person could be very fiercely independent, or they look at you like you're very fiercely independent, and they're looking back at the good times, kind of nostalgic. But they would like to make some sort of public announcement, or public, like they want to do something in public or go somewhere that's public. This person could have been really stubborn, or they have like a lot of stubborn tendencies. And if that's the case, right now would be a really good time to talk to them about, like, they're a little bit more open when it comes to hard subjects. Like if there's stuff that they don't like to listen to, or they're like, no, I don't want to talk about it, like right now would be a good time for you to talk about it. There's something about this person with the Emperor in the reverse, like a lot, I get that as like being able to communicate with somebody that's usually really, really stubborn, because the Emperor in the upright is extremely bullheaded. Like, nope, I ain't listening to what you got to say. Like, it's my way or the highway. But I sometimes take the Emperor in reverse as being able to communicate, like they're more open to receive communication. But you guys definitely have unfinished business. There's some unfinished business from the past with the World card in reverse. And yeah, stay away from any of that he said, she said stuff. You know, if there's somebody in your ear trying to tell you, oh, girl, I bet you they out, da 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 da, or, you know what I mean? Or there's like that third energy, or somebody that's trying to down talk the relationship or down talk that person. Make sure that you steer away from any of those conversations with people. There might be somebody in his ear too that's a little, you know, well, oh, well, like you're not going to be good enough with the 5 of cups, like I don't even know why you're trying, you know what I mean? Like they're just going to do you dirty, or there's either somebody in your ear or somebody in their ear that is not that's not like for the benefit of y'all's relationship, that's for sure. But there is the 10 of cups there. I split it to the 10 of cups, so that is permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. That is somebody that's like happy, you know, like you guys will reach a point to where you are like, you don't care about any of this shit. None of this shit's going to affect you. Ain't nobody can get y'all's goat. But I think it's just taking a little bit longer, because they're not very emotionally available at the moment. It's like they don't want to open up emotionally. Like there's still like a block on their heart. But it's definitely somebody from the past. Somebody from the past is going to be coming back through with a reach around. Let's see what else we got. Thank you, Julie Bully. I hope that helps, Jenny. Jennifer, not Jennifer. Not Jenny. Jennifer, not Jenny. Mm. All right, Madeline. Yay. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It's a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. Boop, boop, boo. All right. You and Derek. Okay. Aw, Jennifer. Super sticker. Thank you so much. You're so freaking awesome. Where did the Derek go? Okay. Okay. What is going on between Madeline and Derek? What's next? What is next between Madeline and Derek? Madeline and Derek. What's next? What is the next step here? What's going on? What's going to happen next? Madeline and Derek. What do we got? Madeline and Derek. What's next? Ooh, what the first card that came out was the Death card. The second card that came out was the Devil card. And then the third card that came out was the Magician. So, either this is just like this is ended, or the only thing that you guys really have in common anymore is sex. Like this could be a very, very sexually based connection, or they could be a Scorpio or a Capricorn. But it's like it's almost like it's moved too fast, or that it's moving, it's progressing really, really fast. So be careful with that Death card and the Devil card there. Like there might be some sort of like there might be like overly obsessive energy. Like there's like this overly obsessive, because you do have the Hierophant there as well, which is like a card of higher learning, but that's also on top of the Devil card. So that's like very obsessive, very, very traditional, very like almost like you're mine, you know what I mean? Like in the very like at first it's kind of cute. At first it's like almost like the, 50 Shades of Grey, like damn, that's kind of sexy. But then at some points it's a little bit scary. Like it's a little bit scarily obsessive. And I don't know if that's on your side or his side, but this is definitely moving fast, like moving really fast. There's speed, rapid action, movement, swift change. No, but there's definitely a lot of love there because of the King of Cups. Got the King of Cups on top of the Magician, you know. But I think there does need to be a little bit of like taking a step back, or like taking a break, or like breathing, like I don't know, like sometimes there's those relationships where it's like they're so like there's so much passion, and there's like you just want to kiss them all the time, and like you almost like lose yourself in another person because you're swimming in this realm of emotion. I think there needs to be a moment where like you guys both come up for a breath and kind of like regather who you are as a person, instead of a we, like make sure that there's still a very healthy independence of I, instead of just a non-stop like drowning in we. But this connection seems very, very intense, very sexual, or it will be very, very sexual. There is, as fast as it is, there does seem to be like there's a little bit of a standstill. It's like it wants to move fast. It's like somebody wants to move really fast and the other person wants to put on the brakes. And if it moves too fast, I think that if you guys move in with each other too fast, or something like that, like if you don't take the time to remember yourself and like who you are outside of this relationship, there might be a huge tower moment that's like sudden and abrupt. And that's usually happened because we built on faulty foundations. Like we jump right into things without like really like planning for them. So make sure that you aren't rushing this situation, or you aren't like rushing in to move in together, or rushing to to take that next step. It does feel like it's very passionate. There's like a whole lot of love there, but I think if it moves too fast, it'll come crumbling down. Like there will be some sort of, yeah, the Seven of Swords. There will be a tower moment if it moves too fast. But there's a lot of potential there with the star card in the upright. So you got Aquarius, you've got Virgo, Aquarius again. You've got Scorpio, you've got Capricorn, Taurus. So I would say just make sure that you aren't moving too fast, because it looks like it's going to start trying to move like really, really fast. It's going to get super heavy, super hot, super sexual. But as long as you maintain your own sense of independence and don't get lost in the we of the situation, then it will definitely move in the upright. Like the cards will be in your favor, right? The destiny will you'll have good luck with it. There'll be better luck that way. You are very, very welcome. I hope that helps. Yeah, just don't push it too fast. James. All right. Oh, he's an Aquarius and you're a Scorpio. Well, there was a lot of Aquarius and a lot of Scorpio in there. Oh, you're right. And James is after Mary Jana. All right, general for November. Mary Jana. General for November. So what's going to be the general energy for November? What do we got? General for November. So it looks like you're going to get some sort of justice after conflict. Like at first, the first card out was the conflict card, that somebody either is going to try to, there's going to be some sort of disagreement, or the lot of somebody with competition. Maybe there's somebody that's like really super competitive with you, and they're kind of like win at all costs. And the second card that came out was the justice card. So there definitely will be a sense of fairness. Like there will be, like, the justice will be served. Like somebody will get put in their place, or they will really like see themselves, and like really have a reflection of what it is that they're doing. And then it'll bring a lot more peace and understanding and abundance to the situation. But it looks like it's going to start off with a little bit of conflict with somebody that's either in competition with you, or somebody that is just like win at all costs. They might have had an addiction issue in the past, but they're either working on it, they're working on releasing it, they're working on releasing whatever their bad habits are, whatever it's been keeping them chained to their demons. Like they're trying to work on their demons. And I think they're going to meet themselves in somebody else, and it's going to give them kind of like an aha moment, like a real understanding of like what their behavior is, or like how they have been acting. Like they're going to meet themselves in someone else, and then they're going to have to take on that responsibility of that burden of actually like making amends, of coming forward, because the 10 came on top of the justice. So they're definitely going to have to push forward. They're going to have to carry that burden. They're going to have to make those apologies. And sometimes those apologies are really like, man, I really don't want to do that, but it's actually the best thing that you can do for your soul and for yourself, is to take accountability, instead of like, oh no, it's somebody else. Like this person is actually like working on taking accountability. I think in the long run, there's definitely, you got the World card and on top of the Nine of Cups. So there's definitely going to be a sense of completion. Like maybe they're going to complete a program, or maybe they're going to complete like their fourth or fifth step, like making amends to people, especially if they had an addiction issues. But it does look like there's going to be a completion of like some sort of program or project, because that's on top of the sense of being independent and happy. Okay, so this person is definitely very much working, like it's starting out with conflict, but I think they meet themselves in someone else, and like they get a huge they have a huge epiphany of like, oh man, is that what I look like? Is that what I've been doing? Like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like I gotta shape up, because I can't be out here acting like that. So throughout November, they're going to be working on taking accountability. I still wouldn't be too overly nurturing to this person. They need a little bit of tough love, because the Empress is in reverse. So don't be super overly giving or super overly nurturing. Sometimes people, we have, like, if we constantly save them, then they don't learn, right? So there's something that this person really needs to learn. But you do have the Temperance card here, and it's in the upright. So they are definitely going to be taking control of their addictions, of their addictive personality, or their addictive tendencies, whatever it is that they've been chained to. This person is definitely going to be finding purpose. Maybe you're going to be finding purpose with this person as well. Maybe doing some sort of advocacy, or like some sort of volunteer work for like neighborhood works, or like your local soup kitchen, or handing out blankets or something like that. There's something about this situation that's like very, very much like it brings to home, No. And I see like you're going to be doing like don't just sit around and wait, okay? Don't just sit around and wait for this person, because there seems to be a lot of energy of like waiting for them to call, or waiting for them to show up, or just waiting for them to act right. Like don't sit around waiting for them, okay? Don't sit around, don't put your life on hold waiting for this person to come correct, or waiting for them to take care of themselves, cuz you have no control over what anybody else does, right? None whatsoever. All you can do is lead by example and hope that other people catch on. So don't put your life on hold in November waiting for this person. Make sure that you do what you need to do, take care of your responsibilities. If somebody asks you out on a date, say yes to that date. That doesn't mean that you're going to go get married the next day or whatever, but be open to receive other possibilities besides this one person, because this other person is definitely working on themselves right now, and they need some work for sure. All right. I hope that helps. Next is James, right? James, you are next. Yes. All right. General love for November. Hi, Venus. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome in. Welcome in. I don't know if there's anybody else I didn't say hi to. James, James, James. There we go. General love for November. Dorella, hello, hello. What's coming in for James? My fellow Libra. Fellow Libra. What's coming in for love for James in November? Love. James in love. What do we got? What do we got for James in love for November? Oh, so is there somebody that you feel like you've lost out on? If there's somebody out there that you feel like you missed your opportunity with them, because it's like a loss of opportunity, or missed chance, I don't think that it was a lost opportunity. I think that it was a matter of you respecting yourself, and I know this is kind of like a side note, but it was like more of you have respect for yourself and love for yourself. It wasn't that this person wasn't necessarily like, they weren't completely shady, but there was something, they did something that made you be like, no, I can't hang with that, like I can't do that, like I respect myself more than that, and I feel like you're like back and forth, like wondering if you did the right thing, or if you actually missed out on an opportunity. It's like, was I being too hard on them, or was sticking up for myself the right thing to do? Was telling them to kick rocks because I love myself? I mean, was their offense really that bad? It's like, I feel like you have been like him hawing, wondering if the decision that you made was right or not. But you do have the lovers in reverse. So this was definitely a one-sided connection. All right. There was one person that was all 100% in, and the other person was not so much. And I think like you're really focused on self-love, because that's also a card of self-love as well. After making some bad choices, like I think you've made some bad choices in love, or you feel like you might have made a bad choice. It's like I kind of feel like you're second guessing yourself with a choice that you made already. So you made a head over heart. You made a head over heart decision, and you're like second guessing that decision. You're wondering if that was the right thing to do or not the right thing to do. You know, and there definitely is a time of pause and reflection. Okay, anything that you've done to that is in support of your own self-love or out of respect for yourself is never the wrong decision. Okay, the universe is not going to hook you up with somebody that's going to be disrespectful to you straight to your face. And I know that we have a tendency, like I have been guilty of this, where I've overanalyzed it, and like I've questioned myself enough to where I'm like, well, was that even the right choice? Like, was I being too hard on them? Like, maybe they were just having a bad day, or maybe this or this or this. And it's like we have a tendency to give those other people all of these excuses, but you are definitely you definitely made the right decision. All right, and you will see the fruits of your labor. Like, if you've been like really focused on self-love and like really focused on because your partner is a representation of you. That's like when they're out there in the world doing their thing, that's like an extension of you. So you want to make sure that when you're with somebody, that they represent who you are. You know what I mean? Because that's part of your partner. Like, you being with somebody, like that's a representation of you. So like, you holding back for somebody that is on the same level as you is not a bad thing, because I don't think this person that you are wondering about was on the same level with you. There was definitely a misalignment there. So don't beat yourself up for making the choice that was like the harder choice. Sometimes it's not easy to choose ourselves. Like, it's really, really hard, like they're like, oh yeah, love yourself, but nobody tells you exactly what that encompasses, and like how much it actually hurts sometimes to make those decisions that are for our higher self. So in the month of November, I still feel like you're kind of still up in your head. You haven't fully healed from that decision that you made, but you're working on higher learning. You're working on becoming a higher version of yourself, the highest version of yourself, which will then attract, like, birds of a feather flock together, right? So once you are fully able to know, and you're knowing that what you did was correct for yourself, like, you're still kind of in that like limbo phase where you're not quite sure if that was the right move to make. So while you're still in that not quite sure if it was the right move to make, um you're going to be kind of like attracting more of those situations. So I think that it's best that until you are like, no, for sure, like, no, that was the right move to make. Like, I don't care how pretty they were. I don't care if they were the world's greatest cook or the world's best kisser. It's like they were disrespectful, like, and I love myself more than that, and it has nothing to do with anything about them. All right. So I think November, you're going to be like being more acceptive of yourself and what your worth is. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. You got the Hermit. I split the deck and you got the Hermit. So you're doing more of that self-love, growing, learning, doing a little bit of tuning in, a little bit of fine tuners. You're fine tuning. All right. I hope that helped. God bless you too. Thank you so much, James, for all of your continued support, man. Summer Sky, happy new moon to you too. Nea's next. Yeah. Hold on real quick. PayPal is actually better because YouTube, whenever we get super chats or whatever, like, YouTube takes 30% of whatever it is that anybody sends. So like my first super chats, I was like, woohoo, I made like $40, but it only showed that I made like 28 of it. So actually, PayPal, if you're going to donate to channels, is probably the best route to go, because then they could get the money whenever. YouTube only pays you like once a month, and then they take out like 30% of whatever it is that people are giving. So Let me put it up here. Boo, boo, boo. No, stop it. Sorry, guys. If I could pin it, can I pin it from this one? I don't know how to pin it now that it's on there. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so I put the link at the top of the chat. So that should be there. All right. Naya. How does the person that Naya is thinking about feel for Naya? How do they feel for Naya? How do they feel? How do they feel for Naya? Please and thank you. Whoa, that one jumped. They feel like closing off all their other options. If they have a bunch of different options, like they feel like they have found the one that is the best option. They feel like they've put in a whole lot of work to manifest the person that they're looking for. Like, this person is definitely an emperor, or they feel like you're like the emperor. They feel like you are very much like take charge, that you are like the king of your castle or the queen of your castle, that you are very much a person of authority, and they want to put their options down. They don't want to have any other options. They don't see any other options, but they're definitely scared of getting hurt. Like, they don't want, like, they're scared of falling in love because they don't want to get hurt, you know, or they're scared that if they drop all their options, like if they put everything off to the side, that they're going to find out that you didn't. Like, they're very much afraid of like unrequited love, or like being made a fool, you know, like, okay, well, I changed it onto Facebook and then I found out like a week later that, oh, they've been talking to somebody else. Like, thanks a fucking lot, you know? So like they're a little bit nervous about stepping forward and making that commitment, you know, but they do feel like they've put in the time, that they have all of the ingredients to make it work and to make it be successful. Like, this person definitely has a very like, they feel like you're very open-minded, that you're not very guarded. Like, something about you makes them feel like they can put their guard down, that they can trust you, that they don't have to be like so suspicious. Like, they don't feel like you're out to get them or out to hurt them. They very much feel like they could be warm, like you're warm and inviting with them. But there is a sense of being out in the cold. You know, there is a little bit of codependency here. Like, I'm not sure if they feel like you're codependent, or if you're like, there's definitely an attachment, a codependency attachment, or just an attachment in general, like like see, and we've been made to believe that codependency is codependency has been like super romanticized. You know, like, that's what all of the storybooks and the fairy tales and all of this want us to believe, is that that's what a happy relationship is that like super codependent type of feeling. But in actuality, like, that just promotes more like more separation inside of ourselves is like, if we're looking for somebody else to fulfill us from the outside, it's like, oh, you make me complete, you make me whole. It's like, no, we're already whole, I'm already complete, like you just enhance my completeness. Like we're taught to fall in love instead of rise in love. So this person definitely might have a very unhealthy idea of what a relationship is supposed to be like, and that's mostly based on the type of TV shows that they've watched, the music that they've listened to, like the programming that has happened throughout our lives. Like we grow up and we're thinking that we're supposed to have this like super romantic fairy tale story, and if it's not like that, then it's not love. Like if the person doesn't need you, then it's not love. And that's actually the exact opposite. So this person might have unrealistic expectations of what true love is. And they're definitely trying to release, if they had any sort of addiction issues, they got the devil in reverse. So like they've dropped whatever addiction issues they had, if they had any, and they're definitely working on taking accountability of their own like internal patterns. Maybe this person knows that's not what true love is, so they're trying to be open to find out what true love actually is. Because there is some sort of unhealthy, like romanticized idea of what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, they definitely want celebration with you. They could see long term with you. That's like making it public. That's making it known. Like they want to make it known. They don't have any other. Yep, in the 10 of cups. Bam. They want that forever. They want their forever person, their forever home. But I think they have a little bit of an unhealthy idea of what that's supposed to look like, how that's supposed to feel. So I think they're trying to maintain their balance with that, and not have unrealistic expectations. But they definitely have put whatever options they've had, any other option, they've put any of those down. Like they definitely see you as the long-term person. Oh, and I just split it to the lovers. So they feel very, very strong, intense connection with you. Okay. But there is definitely an unhealthy type of like over romanticized idea of what it's supposed to be like. So make sure that you guys' feet are both on the ground. It's cool to have your head in the clouds, but make sure that you're still in like, that you guys can bring each other back to reality. All right. All right. I hope that helped. So now we're on Marilyn. You are very welcome, Naya. Marilyn. And please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. Like I know it's a little click for you, but it's a big bada boom for me. It helps the algorithm like let people know that, hey, like we're over here, we're alive. Johnny 5 alive. And it really helps the channel. Or the little hearts in the circle. Marilyn, you are up next. What is your question? Let's see if I can find you. Let's see if I can find your question, Marilyn. If you're still here. I see where you ask where you are in the chat. Do. No, I'm going to try to find Marilyn. If her question's still in here. Let me see. She didn't ask a question? Okay, yeah, I'm going to read for people that are still in the chat. So if you're still here, then I will read for you. So the next person we have is Enchantress. If you are still here, please drop your question. Enchantress, are you still here? Are you here? Is anybody out there? All right. You are not late to get on the list. Watch out, kitty. Come here. This is Mojojo. She doesn't like to be picked up at all. She plays fetch, but she doesn't like to be picked up. All right, cool. Thank you very much, Julie Booley. General for November. Okay. General love or just general in general? General? Yeah, I'll put you on the list, but if you're not here, then we're going to go on to somebody that is here, okay? So right now is AA. AA, general for November. What do we got for AA? General for November. What do we got coming in for November? What's coming for November for AA? What's coming for November for AA? Ooh, some sort of apology or somebody like gifting their time, like some sort of charity benefit or doing charity work or somebody coming with an apology. Oh, there might be some sort of he said, she said, or like somebody trying to put you in the middle of some shit, like trying to get you to take sides or trying, there might be some sort of head over heart decision that you have to make. But there's definitely an energy of someone trying to put you in the middle of something. Like, I don't know if there's like a, like your best friends, like they're a couple and they start fighting or something and like one wants you to take their side or like, there's something that's outside of you that really has nothing to do with you, but the people are important. They're going to try to get you involved in some sort of situation. So make sure that you take the high route with the Queen of Pentacles. Like make sure that you don't jump to conclusions, because I know how it is sometimes, especially like if somebody fucks with one of our best friends or something, we're like right there on top of it, like, why are you fucking with my best friend, you know what I mean? And then they just end up being friends or going back out with their boyfriend again later, and then we just end up looking like a fool. So don't jump into Don't jump into anybody else's problems, especially if they're trying to put you in the middle of it, because I feel like it's going to just make you feel like a fool, or you're going to be like, well, why did I even partake in that? Why did I participate in that? It's like you just went and did, like, why are you asking me for advice when it's like you're just going to go do whatever it is you're going to do? Like somebody might be asking you to take their side or to like come rescue them in some way, but it's like then they're just right back out doing whatever it is that they were doing in the first place. you know but if you're looking for communication from somebody, it's not going to happen in November. We got the Page of Wands in reverse. So if you're specifically looking for some sort of communication, that communication is not going to happen in November. There might be some sort of financial, like there might be an extra bill or something that you're going to have to pay with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse next to the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Like there might be something that like either they're going to take more than what, like you aren't going to get paid as much as you thought you were going to get paid, or you're not going to get as many hours as you thought you was going to get, or like there's some sort of discrepancy with one of your paychecks or something. It's like there's something that you've worked hard for that isn't panning out, that you're like, wait a second, there's like hours missing on this check, or like they're like, why did this, like your calculations aren't the same as what it is that you're going to be getting or some shit, and that might cause some temporary uncomfortableness. But there's definitely, like, if you're looking for communication from somebody, they're not coming forward in November. But by the end of it, you will have a victory with the Six of Wands. Something about like you moving forward and you staying in your lane and not getting involved in these other people's drama is going to make you feel victorious. Like you're going to be like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get involved in that, or I'm so glad I didn't go out to the bar with those homies that night. You know what I mean? Because then they ended up getting in trouble and like all of them went to jail or something. It's like there's something that somebody's going to try to get you to do that you're going to not get yourself involved in, and you're going to be super, super grateful and thankful that you didn't go with these people, or you didn't listen to what they wanted you to do. Because by the end of it, like you got the Judgment in the upright and the Six of Wands in the upright. It's like because you made that judgment call to stay out of it, or to not go with these people, or to not participate in any sort of shenanigans, then you sit up there like super smiley, like ain't, there might be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. All right. Yeah. You might be moving forward, like you might move forward, or you might move into a different position, or you might be moving into a different space, or might be moving in general. Maybe you're getting a new car, or you're thinking about getting a new car in November. Something about your ride, like pimping your ride or getting a new ride. You could be dealing with the Capricorn, or you're nostalgic about a Capricorn. There's something from your past, like there might have been somebody that was really toxic from your past that you are only remembering the good things about. Okay, don't just remember all the good things. Make sure you remember that in its entirety. Okay, don't just remember like, oh well, they were so good to me when this happened and when this happened. It's like, no, make sure that you remember the truth and the whole truth, not just partial truths. Okay, because I think that you might be reminiscing about somebody that you shouldn't be reminiscing about. All right. And that's the thing about when we're like, if we're thirsty, like we'll pretty much almost drink anything. If we're dying of thirst, we'll almost drink salt water if we have to, if we're that thirsty. Okay. So make sure that you're not that thirsty, so that you aren't looking back on any of the old people, you know what I mean, with that like googly eye thinking that they were going to be doing any good, because they ain't going to do you no good. Okay. You're going to end up drinking salt water. So don't drink salt water. And stay out, whatever these people like, they want you to be a part of some shenanigans, or they want you to take sides or something. Stay out of it. Stay the hell out of it. All right. I hope that helps. You are very welcome. All right. Humara? Is that how you say your name? Humara? You want to know if they are going to communicate? All right. Thank you for your subscription. Woo woo. All right. He's a Sag and you're a Pisces. Will the Sag communicate to the Pisces? Will the Sag communicate to the Pisces? What are their intentions? Humera. Will the Sag reach out to the Pisces? What are their intentions? Oh. So the Lover's card came out, but the Lover's card came out in reverse. That was the first card that came out. So there might be like one person definitely feels stronger about this situation than the other. Like there's a little bit of unrequited love here. Like one person is super 100% all 100% invested, and the other person is like just has you on in the back pocket type of deal. There the ace of swords is in reverse too, so it doesn't feel like there's going to be any sort of like rapid communication. And it does feel like there is like there's been a sense of completion. It's like whatever with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, like it's like whatever sort of karmic contract that you guys had together has been completed. Like there is love there with the Knight of Cups, but that's not like super overly like in love. It's more like you have a like there's a soft spot in their heart for you, you know, but they're not like super passionate like, oh my god, I can't live without Pisces. Like they're more focused on their finances right now. Like they might be having financial difficulties with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, you know. They would like for there to be like, I think they're really just focused on their finances and their career, you know, and they're not super like impatient to come forward. It does look like eventually they will make a move forward with the Chariot and the Four of Wands. That's like the 1111, and the Chariot card is like all about forward movement. That's action and forward movement. But it doesn't look like they are as invested, like they're not as invested, and there's definitely like there's a connection here, but it's like it's almost only felt from one side. It's like felt stronger on one side than the other. So don't let this person like keep you as an option, okay? Like don't let them talk to you when it's convenient for them, okay? Don't let them put you on the sidelines yet, because there might be somebody else in the mix with the third party situation here. There might be somebody else that they're investing their time into as well. Yeah, because you got the Two of Cups in reverse, the Strength in reverse. Like there might be somebody that they have their eye on, or somebody from their past that they haven't quite got over yet, because they definitely don't seem very committed to this relationship. They don't seem like they're very like 100% all in. There's definitely one person that feels way more interested in this connection than the other. You got the Seven of Swords too. So it looks like they're just trying to keep you as an option. It's like they're trying to it's like they don't want to let you go, completely, just in case they like want to come snuggle one night or whatever, but they're definitely not invested. So you absolutely deserve better than that. Like if it's not a fuck yeah, then it's a fuck no. Like if somebody isn't claiming you like a crackhead claims a $5 bill on the ground, then they need to just peace out. You know what I mean? Then they're not for you anyways. Like if this person can't make up their mind, but they don't want to hurt you either. It's like they want to keep you, but they don't want to keep you, but they're not 100% invested whatsoever. Yeah. I wouldn't put your eggs into this basket, you know. You deserve way better than that. Like you deserve somebody that is going to cherish your connection, to cherish you as a person. Like you deserve somebody that's going to cherish you, not keep you on red, not put you on the sidelines, not have you in their back pocket for when it's convenient for them and then run out when it's too much for them. All right? Like they need to claim you. If they're going to claim you, they need to claim you. And there's definitely a difference between somebody that's like, I don't know, and somebody that's like, fuck yeah. So don't put your eggs into this basket. All right. All right. I could do you right now, Enchantress, if you're still here. Because I know that you weren't here when we called you. And I didn't have a question, so I didn't know, like I could have just done the question, but the question wasn't there. So if you put your question up right now, I'll do it right now. Hello, Erica. No, he's still keeping secrets. He's going to keep them secrets. I pulled it up to the moon and the justice in reverse. All right, Enchantress. There we go. So you want to know if he's going to leave the third party to come back to you. Hi, Jasmine. Next, we got Venus. So if you're still here, Venus, after we do this one, then we will do you. We'll get back together. Judgment, Page of Swords, Six of Swords. So it looks like there's going to be a judgment here. Like there's definitely going to be communication. For some reason, like one of either you or this other person felt like it was like I don't know where I'm going, but I know that I can't stay here. There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Like somebody was very much controlling in this situation. So they're it's like they didn't know if they know they didn't want to stay, but they didn't know where they were going, or they know that they don't want to stay, but they don't know how they're going to leave. There could have been a lot of harsh words spoken. But yeah, there's a tower there. There's definitely a tower because it's built off of faulty foundations. Like you can't just jump into a relationship with somebody else expecting to get over someone. Like you can't get on top of someone to get over someone. It's not going to work like that. You'll just remanifest what the exact same relationship in a different person. And if there was a lot, like there's the King of Cups in reverse, there's the Queen of Swords in reverse. So there's a lot of emotional manipulation. Like them getting with this other person was probably an emotional manipulation tactic to try to get you to feel some sort of way altogether. Either way, like getting with somebody else to make somebody else jealous is rude all the way around anyways. It's like, not only is that fucked up to the person that they're now newly with, that they're like, okay, cool, I found this person, like maybe they're in love with me, but in reality they're only getting with them so that they could piss off their ex, so they could piss you off. So this person only got with this other person just to piss you off, just to get you, just to make you jealous, just to like, I don't know, but there's definitely going to be a tower moment there. There's definitely a tower moment because it's built off of faulty foundations, but there is the Ten of Cups. Like that's not a long lasting thing, and I can't really spy into their situation. You know what I mean? Like I can answer questions about what's going on with you, but like without his permission, I can't really delve too deep into his situation, like that is on the lines of taboo. But I could tell you that it's not very happy. Like there's not a lot of happy energy there, and like it is built on faulty foundations, and the Ten of Cups is in reverse. So that's no permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. There's a lot of control issues, and there's a lot of manipulation tactics in that situation. Let's see, will they come back? Justice in reverse. I don't know. The Hierophant in reverse. They don't seem very committed. They don't seem very committed on either side. And the Page of Cups in reverse. It doesn't look like they're coming back anytime soon. It might take a while, but there's definitely injustice there. There's definitely a tower. There's a whole lot of manipulation, energetic manipulation. Oop, sorry. So yeah, it doesn't look like there's a happy ever after on that side of the fence. We could just put it that way. But it also doesn't seem like they're making any sort of rush moves to come back either, because the Justice was in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse. The Knight of Swords is in reverse. So no, they're not going to be making their way back at like anytime soon. That's not going to happen like now. It might take a while. If they do come back, it's going to take a while. Like they got some lessons that they got to learn. They got some things that they got to deal with. You got the Moon in reverse. I think that this is some sort of karmic contract that they're clearing out. Like they have some sort of major life lessons that they've got to learn through this situation. And yeah, the Page of Wands in reverse. So they're probably not completely 100% honest with you about what's going on in their situation or how they truly feel. But they definitely Two of Cups reverse. Like they're not where they're at because they're in love. I could tell you that much. They're not where they're at because they're head over heels in this wonderful connection. Okay, they have some sort of lesson that they have to learn. So I don't see them coming back. I don't see them coming back anytime soon. But you guys do have a really strong connection with each other with the Lover's card there. Like you guys have a really strong like soul tie, soul bond. I don't think that y'all's soul connection is done, but I think that they have things that they have to go and do, lessons that they have to learn right now. but they definitely feel a very strong tie to you, a very strong soul connection. So I hope that helps. And Venus is next, right? Venus. Yeah, you got to watch them spiritual STDs, right? Those sexual demons, like what James says, man. Like people come home and they're wrapped up in all kinds of other entities besides just them, besides like their regular stuff. All right. I mean, and that's all we can really do. We can wish them well on their journey, because when we actually have our soul partner, we don't want them to have any of those unfinished contracts that they need to do. You know, the fact that they're clearing out whatever contract it is that they got to get done is a good thing, because that means if or when they do come back, then they'll have one less thing that they have to go out and go do. You know, so it's actually a good thing when they're out there like doing what it is that their soul needs to get done. Like if there's some soul contract that they got to get through, then it's better for them to get through it. All right, general for November for Venus. Venus, general for November. What do we got for Venus for November? Venus for November. Ooh. I feel like your prophetic dreams, or something about being clairaudient or clairvoyant, is like you're going to tap into, like you're going to learn and tap more into your abilities. It's like there might be like some sort of spiritual ability that you've just been recently like starting to pick up or starting to understand, and I think that you are going to delve more deeply into like a higher learning of your abilities of like clairaudience or clairvoyance, or like something about prophetic dreams. It's like they're going to be extremely helpful on your path right now. It's like you're going to be like almost obsessed with learning, though. It's like it's something about this is going to keep you up at night. It's like you're going to want to learn. It's like you're like super hyper aware. You're going to be super hyper like aware and like listening. Oh, you're a reader too? Sweet. You know, and you're definitely going to be doing some sort of self-love. Like you have the Lovers in reverse, which is, you know, it's a little bit of misalignment. Like if there's somebody that you like, if you're interested in a relationship with someone, then it might be like one-sided, like one person feels stronger than the other person. So that could be part of what your challenging is, like not to make bad choices, like when it comes to like, because the Lovers originally is a choice card, right? And when it's in the reverse, it's about making bad choices. So you might be sucked into a position to where like you are going to have a chance to repeat a cycle. You know, like okay, like it's like okay, I've learned, and the universe is like okay, well then show me. You know, so there might be some sort of repetitive, like the universe is going to test you, and yeah, and it might have to do with your thoughts, with your own mental prison, right? Um, like self-imposed restrictions. That's a card of imprisonment, but they're all self-imposed restrictions, right? Like I battle with that all the time, where I'm like, okay, like sometimes I feel like I'm super amazing. I'm like, yes, I've got this. It's all amazing. Everything is all amazing. And it's like I feel like I'm just kicking ass, you know, and then other days I feel like I'm just completely fucking ass. And like I know that that's all like in my head. And I know that like like it's our responsibility, you know, like we can't change what happens, the things that happen throughout the day, you know, but we do have control over how we react to those things. Like shitty stuff happens throughout the day, right? Like, you know, one little thing can snowball into this huge giant, you know, catastrophe if we let it. And usually it's mostly in our mind, because when we go back to it a year later, it really wasn't that big of a deal. So make sure that you're not catastrophizing things. And there is definitely like there's some unfinished business. There is something that's left unsaid, something that is like cut short, or something like some sort of energy of well, I wish I would have said this, or it's like I need to make this apology, or I need to make an amends, or I know I need to do that, but it's really hard to talk about it. It's like there's some sort of unfinished business that really like you really want to say, you really want to speak up, you really want to speak your mind, but you haven't done that yet. So there's definitely going to be some personal closures. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of unfinished business. You know, but you are growing into being a natural leader. Like you're opening up to your gifts. You're being more like attuned. You got the King of Cups, the King of Wands. But I think you might have imposter syndrome. Like I think that's going to be part of your challenge. Okay. And whenever we have imposter syndrome, that actually tells us exactly what it is that we're gifted at. All right. When we think that we're not good enough for something, that's exactly what it is that we're good enough at. Our ego comes in and tries to tell us that we're not good enough, and we feel like we're imposters, or that we're not, you know, that we're like, oh yeah, right, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, some days you feel like you're like totally in tune with the universe, and the universe is talking to you and talking through you, and then other days you're like, I'm completely full of shit. I'm completely full of shit, you know? So try not to let the imposter syndrome like get you down. Like you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So continue with your higher learning and tapping into those like psychic abilities that you have, because I think you have like a very profound like soul mission. Like there's people that need you, there's people that need what you know, there's people that need the story that you have, that only you have the words to tell it in. Like somebody needs to hear your story, they need to hear the way that you tell it. Okay, so don't let that imposter syndrome or that mental prison stop you from your greatness. Because yeah, there's a whole lot of wish fulfillment on the other side of that with the 1111. So I hope that helps. Thank you for the feedback. All right. Aw, James, I love you too. The only things that I saw about love would be the unfinished business. You know, there's definitely some sort of unfinished business. There's things that are left unsaid. Like I feel like there's like a whole lot of love, or it's like there's so much feeling for someone, or for someone that they don't even know. Like they have no clue. There's just a lot left unsaid. You are gifted enough, James. If that's in your calling, like if that's what you're called to do, like all you have to do is start doing it. You know, and the universe will let you know right away if that's something that you're supposed to do or not. And all the masters have failed more times than the regular people have ever even tried, you know? All right, who's next? Prawn? Aw, thank you so much. Super chat. All right, we'll do the super chat and then we'll do prawn if I don't know how to pronounce that. Prana? No, I'm going to do Caitlin now. She's the super chat, so I'm going to super chat. We'll skip the line for sure. So what does the universe want you to know for Caitlin? And then we'll wait for Prawn's question. And then if Prawn's still in here, yeah, thank you so much, Caitlin. What does the universe want you to know? I feel like deck switch. Patch tarot. Caitlin, what does the universe want Caitlin to know? Caitlin! What does Caitlin need to know? What does Caitlin need to know? Ooh, you gotta watch that lust demon. The first card that came out was lust. So make sure that you are watching, like you're keeping you. So if you're gonna go out on a date, okay, make sure you masturbate first. All right, like masturbate, take care of yourself first, and then go out on a date because you might not. But by the time that you are out on the date or whatever, especially if it's someone new, like especially if you haven't had none in a while, like if you take care of that first, then that person might not reach the same level of attractiveness as if you hadn't done that, because the first card that came out was lust. So I would say make sure that you take care of that so that you don't put on some rose-colored glasses and then end up with somebody that is just going to be a waste of your time anyways. That was the first card that came out. So yeah, make sure that you are yeah, I know that was a little forward, but because I feel like you're going to be going out on dates, like I think you have a lot of different suitors, or there's at least 2 suitors here. And you're going to have a hard time resisting them. Like there's something about them that is super, super sexually appealing to you. And it's definitely like a lust-based. No dating, huh? Married for 14 years? Whew. Well, then somebody might be trying to tempt you. There might be somebody out there that's trying to tempt you into being not so loyal to your person or whatever, because the first card out was a lust card, and then there's a resistance on top of that, so it's resistance to lust. So if there's somebody out there that is that like you work with, or somebody that you are around a lot, that you have some sort of sexual tension with, is like there's definitely going to be like a test of resistance towards that energy. Or the person that you're dealing with has somebody that's trying to tempt them with that energy. But you've got the crown chakra here, so like I definitely think that you are wiser with the crown chakra, but there's somebody in the energy that's going to try to test that. They're gonna try to give you a caramel apple, you know? They're trying to put it out there. And I think that your intuition knows this. Like your intuition, like you pick up on it. You pick up on this test that the universe is putting out there for you. You know, like you pick up on the energy. If there's somebody that's out there that's trying to like test your partner, or if they're trying to test you, it's like you definitely intuitively pick up on it. Like if there's somebody out there that you're like, I don't trust that bitch, you know, then you don't trust them for a reason. There's a reason why you don't trust them, you know. But yeah, there was resistance over lust, and like there's a decline of social activity, or decline of like being out in social, like whatever social situations are out there. There's some sort of decay in your social life, or just like not feeling like you're socially active, or like you don't want to go out and like do anything with family, or like there's some sort of like um I don't know, there's definitely a sense of like independence there, you know, like there's like you haven't lost yourself in your relationship with your person. It's like you're refinding who you are as an individual. There's definitely a sense of independence, but it's like not going out and being like with friends, or like, oh, you have your social friends and I have my social group. It's like more of like you're doing what you know makes your heart happy. You're going after what your soul purpose is. But there's definitely like some sort of lust, temptation. Somebody's going to be tempted, but I think that whoever it is strong enough to know better. Is like they know better, even though the temptation is there. It's like they know better. They know that it would cause nothing but heartache, you know. And I feel like you're in a transition of not just being a we, but still being an I, you know, in the us. It's like you are trying to find yourself again. It's like maybe you've been buried in the we for so long, like taking care of housely duties, doing mom chores, you know, that you've like kind of lost who you were as an individual. So I think you are coming back into a place where your individuality is going to shine through, and like you're walking away from people that aren't like you're either on my team or you're in my way type of deal, you know. And like you're being very prepared. Like you're prepared for this. You're prepared, like you have the foresight, you have the wisdom. You know, there might be some sort of overseas opportunity, or like some sort of cruise ship, or going on like a cruise. But I think there's been a lot of disappointment with people. Like people have been very disappointing to you, like their lack of work ethic, their lack of a moral compass is like, so you've walked away from the group or from some sort of social situation that like required you to not be you. It's like, oh well, you could hang out with us as long as you worship this god or do this deity or don't wear your hair like that. It's like they were only accepting of you if you followed their rules. And it's like, I think you've left that social situation, whatever it was, that group. Like, I think you've left that group and you're finding your own independence here. And you will find your soul tribe. Like, you are prepared. Like, you've been saving money. I think you've been saving money to go on some sort of vacation. But yeah, you've got unified love, connection, mutual attraction, partnership. So you will find your soul tribe. I think you've left some other group of people or some sort of social situation that they just weren't, like, they didn't love you for you. They wanted you for what you could provide to them, or only if you were in acceptance of whatever it was that they were doing. But it's like, as soon as you did something that was like off kilter from whatever it was they do, like, oh, we wear pink on Sundays, well, you came in wearing like a red instead of a pink type of deal, then it's like they shunned you. So you're like out of that situation. There might be somebody that is trying to give you like, you might have gotten some bad advice from somebody, or like somebody that was a little jealous of your situation, or like they have a lot of mood swings. They could have been jealous of the situation and like gave you some sort of bad advice, or just talked some sort of negativity to you or into your existence. um, there's a sense of self-discipline. I think you've been really hard on yourself. Like, you are your own worst critic. Like, you're super hard on yourself. It's like you're very, very forgiving to everybody else. When it comes to other people fucking up, like, you're like, it's okay. Like, you're only human. It's okay. But when it comes to yourself, like, if you do even the little bit wrong, like, you like down on yourself for like weeks, and you keep yourself like in this mental prison. Like, you are your own worst critic. There ain't nobody that could ever say anything to you that you haven't already like tortured yourself with. So I think the universe is asking you to accept yourself, to be forgiving to yourself the way that you are to others, and to not fall into temptation, whatever this temptation is. There is definitely started out with temptation. So don't fall into whatever this temptation is. And don't beat yourself up for even having temptation. Like, you are only human. It definitely happens, but you are smart enough to know better. You're wise enough, like, you have all the tools available, and leaving this group of people was definitely for your best interest. Like, and you will find your soul tribe. Like, your soul tribe is out there. You are doing the right thing. And don't beat yourself up, like, if you've had like impure thoughts, or like, you're not bad because of things that you thought. Like, you didn't react to them, you didn't act on them. Like, you are super highly intuitive. So don't beat yourself up for even having those type of impure thoughts. Like, it's okay. I hope that helped. Yeah, it's hard to keep ourselves when we merge with somebody else, because the I becomes we, and then there is no you, there is no me, there's just us, right? Like, it's really hard sometimes to to maintain our sense of independence when we are like fully committed with somebody, and definitely don't be so hard on yourself. Like treat yourself like somebody that you love, like if you would forgive, your best friend for doing some dumb shit, and like try to talk to yourself, like give yourself the same advice that you would give to your daughter, or the same advice you would give to your best friend. Like talk to yourself like you love yourself, you know? Yeah, and you don't beat yourself up for any sort of like what you consider like, like it's all right. You're human. It's okay. Are you still here? And thank you so much for the super chat. Like I just opened up super chat, so it's super super exciting for me. Like thank you so much. I really hope that helped. Well, collectively, I mean, we are like one. We are consciousness. We are the collective consciousness. So if you think about the collective and then you say consciousness, like I am part of the collective consciousness, you are part of the collective consciousness. So every experience that we have goes into that pool of like the infinite pool of consciousness. It's like I'm like one little drop of that pool and you're one little drop of that pool, but the pool together, like we all have kind of the same emerging like experiences, Are you still here? Separation is an illusion. And we come from like infinite amount of creation. Like source is infinite, and like we can barely wrap our head around the word infinite because we perceive everything as born and dying, right? Like the idea of forever and ever or nothing is almost impossible to our human like understanding. I don't think that Prawn is here. Is Dorella here? Let me see. Did Prawn ask a question? Thank you very much, Summer Sky. All right, Dorella. Where is the list? All right, and if you're not here when it comes up, then I'm going to go on to the next person. So Prawn was not here on the list yet, so Dorella is next. And Dorella is here. Yay. So what is your question? And then Summer Sky, you are after Dorella. Dorella, what is your question? Oh, there it is. Pfft. Right in front of my face. Sorry about that. Okay. Is Tony going to reach out before Thanksgiving? 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 Is Tony L going to reach out before Thanksgiving? Reach out to Dorella before Thanksgiving? Is Tony going to reach out before Thanksgiving? They're thinking about it with the hangman. They're thinking about it, but they are scared that there's going to be some sort of disharmony. Like they might be one-sided, but it does look like it. You got 2 yes cards. You got the Ace of Cups and you've got the 3 of Pentacles. So that's definitely like planning in the planning process. So you got 2 yeses and 1 maybe. So they're definitely thinking about it. They're thinking about it now. But with the cards that came out, it says yes, and then you got the Judgment in the upright. So there's been a little bit of self-doubt, a little bit of not sure if good night, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. There's not sure if they aren't sure if there's going to be harmony, like they don't want any sort of conflict. But there's been like they feel like it's like one-sided, but they're definitely going to try one more time. It says trying one more time, like they feel a little like they're like aimlessly drifting. But as far as what the cards came out, like you've only have 1 no in this whole pile of 6 cards. So you got 4 yeses, 1 no, and a maybe. So chances are that very much like they will reach out before Thanksgiving, but there's definitely a sense of they're not exactly sure if they're going to be met with open arms or if they're going to be met with hostility. Like but they're definitely going to try one more time. There might be a little bit of overindulgence, like if you guys only hang out with each other like when you're partying or something, like try to have a sober conversation with this person, or make sure that they're sober when they're talking to you. Good night, Jennifer. But yeah, it does look like they are going to reach out before Thanksgiving. There might be a little bit of a power struggle there. Like, I don't know if there's like a sense of ego, like if they're like, like if they think that you're going to assume like power over them in some way if they reach out, or there's like a control dynamic here. But they're very much like there's the cards of communication have definitely came out, and they've been putting in a little bit of work. Either they've been working a whole lot, taking on extra shifts, or they're just being super moody. It's like they're super moody, and the Empress in reverse. So they're super moody. They're kind of selfish and impatient. There's a lack of teamwork here. There's definitely a power control. There's an element of control. An emotional manipulations in ways like guilt trips, emotional manipulations. But there is love there. They're trying to learn how to be like a little bit more logical instead of emotional. You know, maybe they're like super emotional, like they are very overreactive emotionally to things, you know, and it's like it doesn't really, it's like it's not all that serious. It doesn't require that much theatrics, you know, like this person is very theatrical in their performance, especially when they're hurt. um but yeah, so but to answer your question directly, it does look like they will reach out before Thanksgiving. Dorella. Yes. The Chariot. Cancer, yes. Chariot, yes. So yes, to answer your question, yes, there will be some movement there. But I think that there's definitely a ego, something ego there. Battle of wits. Thank you so much. I hope that helps. All right, Summer Sky. Oh, you're gonna ask a question, Mom? Cool. What is your question? Thank you so much, James. Summer Sky. You are up. All right. Will I reunite with my man? Will Summer Sky reunite with her man? Will there be a reconciliation? A rekindling? Is there going to be a rekindling reconciliation with Summer Sky? So it looks like right now there is a huge sense of avoiding conflict. Like nobody really wants to like it's like kind of like putting your head in the sand, or they're putting their head in the sand, or they're like refusing to take accountability for whatever part of this conflict that they played, or they don't want no part of any sort of conflict whatsoever. It's like if feelings start getting brought up or things start getting talked about, it's like they run. It's like they run faster scared. um but they're definitely avoiding conflict. There's an avoidance of conflict. There's a lot of self-doubt. Like the strength card is in the reverse, so you can be dealing with a Leo. You got Virgo, you got another Virgo card here, and the Libra Scorpio cusp. So like this person is they remain hopeful, like they have hope, you know, with the star card and the upright. And obviously you have hope, otherwise you wouldn't be here asking about them, right? So there is still hope for this connection, but there definitely has to be some work. Look, like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of work that I mean, I can't tell you how to fix the relationship between two people, because like you're only one side of that two-person relationship, like, and it takes two people to tango. So if one person is willing to work on something and the other person isn't, then it's not going to work. But in order to really make something work, like both people have to be willing to work on it. And it does look like there's been a lot of work put into it, and it looks like there will be like the openness to doing the work is definitely there. There is a lot of hope for reconciliation, but for some reason they are like they feel like there's too much drama, like there's too much conflict. but there's definitely commitment to this relationship, or it's a Taurus because you have the Hierophant here. So that's definitely like that's bonded. That's like Bondo, putting it in Bondo glue. Like this is cemented. There's definitely a lot. There's commitment here, but there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done. And avoiding the conflict isn't going to do it. It's like they're just waiting for the right time or for the open door of opportunity. Like they're not sure if this door is open. They're preparing themselves. But I do feel like this is a very one-sided type of, like, it's like you put in all the work, you're doing all the work on yourself, and it's like they're not doing much of anything. It's like they're not listening to you to try to understand. It's like they're listening to you to respond or to react. They're not really trying to understand where it is that you're coming from, because they have a wall there. They're not listening to hear. They're listening to react. So there's definitely some communication issues. That's a long time off and on, and there's definitely a lot of disagreements. And there's a lot of disagreements. There's a lot of competition, or they feel like there's a lot of competition. Like maybe they feel like there's a third party, that they feel like they've got to compete for your attention from other people. They could be a very jealous person. But they feel like they feel like they're already married to you. Like you guys are soul bound together, even if you're not together. It's like they feel like you guys are still together and you will always be together. But they're definitely trying to avoid conflict. There's definitely a sense of jealousy. But they want public recognition. They want some sort of, like, if you talk shit about them publicly, they want you to publicly apologize. Whatever it was that you've done publicly, or whatever they've done publicly, like, or said publicly, they want the exact opposite of that to be public as well. It's like if yeah, there's some sort of something to do with like public announcement, or um a public apology, or recognition. you know but I mean, they don't know how to move forward. They don't know how to change the past. They don't know how to fix it. Like they don't know how to take them swords out and patch that boat to move on. It's like this person is aware of that there's problems, but they don't know what to do about going about fixing the problems. But this person feels bound to you. Like they feel like even if you aren't together, you guys will just be together anyways. But they're not very aware of how to do that shadow work of what to do about going on to fixing what it is that is the problem. Like they would rather avoid it and not talk about anything super serious than to confront it head on. And when you do talk to this person, is like they might accuse you of bitching, or being bitchy, or nagging. And it's not necessarily the message, like I said, that they're trying to respond instead of hearing. So they're not hearing your message, they're hearing your delivery. So make sure that you are aware of when you are talking to this person about how you feel, or what it is that you are expecting of them, that you do it in a way that is still safe, like a safe environment. Because this person is very much like old school, stuck in their way, like uh of running things. They're definitely like old school running things. This is the way I am, and you can't teach old dogs new tricks, and you're either going to accept it or you're going to kick rocks. But they don't understand that, like, how much that is actually putting their head in the sand and not taking accountability and not working on themselves. It's like, oh well, this is just the way I am. It's like, but you don't have to be that way, you're choosing to be that way. So this person is very, very stubborn. So I think there's definitely hope there. There will be a reconciliation. Like I don't think you guys will ever really fully separate from each other. Like it's like I don't know. It's like you guys are stuck together, even if you're not together. So yeah, I do think that there will be a rekindling, but it might be a repeat cycle. Like you guys will probably end up repeating this. Taurus. All right. All right. Who's next? Kelly. Okay. I hope that helped. Will you find another friend that's similar to the bond? Kells? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but will Kelly find another bond with a friend? Find another friend with a similar bond. Will Kelly find another friend with a similar bond? Find another friend with a similar bond. Ooh. The first card that came out was a Seven of Swords, and that is one of the most sneaky, deceitful, but strategic cards of the whole deck. So you're going to have to very much pay attention to your intuition, because the next card that came out was the High Priestess. All right. Because there's a lot of regret. There's a lot of regret here. Disappointment, pessimism. There's grief about this situation. And there was definitely betrayal that happened. So you're going to have to be careful of people trying to prey on the idea. Like if somebody finds out that you're like looking for this type of bond with another person, then they can strategically act like that they are that person, or like they will use that to their advantage. I think it's going to be challenging. It's going to be very challenging because like you have like an expectation, like there's like an attachment to this type of, if it doesn't feel like this bond that I had with this other person, then it's not right, which doesn't make it like it's almost coming at it with an unfair expectation. Like you're going to have a hard time finding that type of bond with somebody if that's the only type of bond that you're looking for, because then it won't happen organically, because if you're in constant search of that sort of feeling, that it's like it's not the person that you're trying to replace, it's that feeling. So you're in search for that feeling, then that feeling is going to run from you, or it's going to hide. And then it also leaves it open for like predators to be suggestive. Okay, so there's definitely an attachment to an outcome. And I think like you might end up hurting yourself by expecting others to be this certain way. There's definitely going to be a challenge there. So you're going to have to remain open-minded, with the Hangman. Definitely remain open-minded and try to let things be organic and release the attachment to the outcome. Okay, because that's the best way to be disappointed, is if like we're expecting something to feel a certain way, and then if it doesn't feel that way, then that means that it's not right. But that's not necessarily true either. It's like then there's a whole other experience out there that could be better than that other experience, but because we're only like focused on it feeling one certain way, then if it doesn't feel that certain way, then that must not be it, is not actually true. So be careful of hurting yourself like that. All right. I think you're going to go through, like there's a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety. Like you're kind of scared to open up, to be vulnerable. Like don't be overly committed. Don't be like a super yes person. Definitely don't be a chameleon. Don't try to fit in with other people just because you want to be accepted or because you want that acceptance. Make sure that you are being like authentically true to yourself, and that's like the true way to find like your true soul tribe, is if you're being completely authentic with yourself and honest with yourself. Like don't just try to fit in with people, because then you'll fit in with places like, and then it'll just end, and then you'll end up be researching again for that feeling. Okay, so don't, it's almost like trying to get like, almost like doing drugs, like once you do that drug or whatever, you're constantly kind of like searching for that high. So don't search for that type of bond. Let that bond come to you. Okay, because if you're out there searching for it, then it's going to elude you, and then it might end up being disappointing. But if you are just open to receive and you are being like completely authentic to yourself, then you will definitely find your soul tribe. Yeah, there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of conflict and competition. And just because people act like they're your friends, they're not really your friends. So, you know, just be careful. But yeah, I do think that you do have your soul tribe out there. There's definitely soul tribe out there. It might not be the exact same bond that you had with Kells, but yeah, it wasn't a waste. Like whatever your guys' bond was that you had wasn't a waste. Yeah. Just stay with your self-respect, right? You got self-respect, self-confident. There's definitely people out there that are jealous and insecure. I think I'll do whacked as my last question for tonight. So, Sanderson, that's a long time. And they might come back too, you know? Like if you get into one fight, like it's funny, like when we're in relationships with our boyfriend or with our girlfriend or whatever, we can fight with our boyfriend or girlfriend all the fucking time and it's totally okay if we're right back with them. But we get into one fight with our best friend and then they're no longer our fucking friend anymore. It's like, what's up with that, Like that's just bullshit. So, all right, we're gonna give Sanderson Rose is next. All right, here we go. And then Erica is after Sanderson. Okay, so there are several questions in this one question. Which one would you like me to do? Do you want me to do if you're going to pass your nursing exam? Will you be okay financially? Or why is your ex trying to come back into your life? Keeps taking you to court. Which one would you like me to do? Because there's several of them here. Thank you so much. Woo woo! Thank you so much for the super chat. Well, I can tell you why your ex keeps trying to come back in your life is because you keep letting them come back in your life. Like, if you stop letting them come back, then they'll stop coming back. You know? There's obviously unfinished business between the two of you if you have not put down your foot to make sure that they don't come back, and they keep coming back. Is like, people only come back because we let them come back, or because there's unfinished business, or there's lessons that we have not learned. So the fact that they continuously come back is a clear indication that there's something that you guys have unfinished business with, or there's a lesson there that you haven't learned yet between each other. And that could just be straight up like how you set your boundaries. Maybe you haven't learned how to set up boundaries with this person. But I don't really need tarot cards to answer why they keep coming back. They keep coming back because you keep letting them come back, because there's obviously some sort of boundary that has not been established. Why do they keep taking you to court? All right. Why does Sanderson's ex keep taking them to court? Why do they keep taking them to court? Oh, because because they're emotionally immature. They're emotionally immature. They're insecure. They're disappointed. They've got they think you're holding secrets. They think that they're going to be able to get you to come forward and to act right if like they think that you're holding some sort of secret, or that your happiness is like the key to their torture. It's like, if you're happy, that means that they're disappointed or they're upset. you know they have a very, like, their whole mission in this world is to make you feel some sort of way. It's like, I feel like this person has been hurt by you, so they want you to feel the same way that they feel. But this person is overly emotional. They're tying, they're blaming you for whatever's going on in their life right now. It's like, oh well, this person, like, my heart is broken, so that must be your fault because you did this to me, like, whenever this happened. So, like, if they're going through a breakup right now, they're like wanting to hurt you because you hurt them or something. They want you to feel the same way that they feel. Like, they are definitely are very emotionally immature. There's a lot of insecurities and disappointments. They're overly emotional. They're easily influenced. There might be somebody around him that's bitchy and cold-hearted. Like, there might be somebody around them that's like jealous of y'all's connection, so they're like trying to put a huge wedge in between it. There could be somebody that's in their ear telling them that they owe you, or that you owe them, or like, maybe, like, if there's like some sort of custody battle or like a child support thing, it's like they might have lost like part of their finances, and they're coming after you for child support or something. Like, you're like their easy out. you know but something definitely ended. There was an ending in their situation. There was something that ended, that made them, like, either it was a job that ended, or it was a relationship that ended, or there was somebody in their ear telling them that you owed them something, or like that you should feel some sort of way, or that you should be hurt in some sort of way because they're hurting. Like, there's some sort of retaliation. um there's a lot of isolation, withdrawal, distance. They've definitely lost their way. Or they didn't get their way, so they're trying to push their way. Yeah, this person is miserable. They have a whole lot of inner turmoil. Like, they blame you for whatever's going on in their life right now, they're blaming you for it. Even if it was like 20 fucking years ago or 15 years ago or whatever, like they're still putting whatever bad that happens on their life to that moment in time that happened with you. It's like whatever happened in their life now, it's still your fault, even if you're not with them. You haven't talked to them in 4 years. Yeah, and I think it's because they lost their job, or the new person that they're with right now is like in their ear saying that you should do this or you should do that, you know? You know how there's like those relationships where somebody gets in and then there's like their new person is like a total ass about their ex. You know, it's like why is it like that? Like it don't even need to be like that, especially if you're involved with like co-parenting. You know, it's like both parties should be on the same team, which is on the team for the child, not against one or the other. It's like it's not about who's, you know, who's wrong or who's right. It's about what's right, you know, what's wrong. It's not who's wrong or who's right. It's like what's right. But I think this person has somebody in their ear, or they've like got some sort of paycheck cut, or they lost their job or something. Like something ended and they're thinking that it's now your responsibility to pick up the pieces. You know, but yeah, they're down on their luck for sure. It's not going to go in their favor. That's the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. You know, this person, like, they're miserable right now, so they want you to be miserable, or there's somebody in their ear trying to tell them that you're responsible for it, that you're responsible for their misery. So they're very easily influenced by some sort of deceptive, like, third party. But it's not going to go in their favor. So, yeah, just have strength. Hold on, have strength. You know, don't do anything that you would regret. Don't say anything that you would regret. Like they're miserable right now, and they're looking for somebody to blame. And it feels like there's somebody that's in their ear. It could even be like their mom. You know, there's some sort of parental figure or like some sort of person of authority that's in their ear, making them feel like you should, you know, that you should take more responsibility or that you owe them something. But it's not going to go in their favor. All right. Erica, you are up next. I hope that helps. Oh, did you post your question already? Let me find it. Found it. All right. Oops. I got it. I got it, Julie. So Jasmine is up next. Right now we're on Erica, and then Jasmine's next. All right. And then we got K and E, and then Venus with her other question if you're still here, and then Whacked. All right. How does Scorpio feel after seeing my pregnant belly? He's being mean. How does Scorpio feel after seeing pregnant belly? You are very welcome. Very, very welcome, Sanderson. I hope that helped. How does Scorpio feel? How does Scorpio feel? Seeing pregnant belly. They feel like shit just got real. Like that's mental clarity. Ace of Swords, like they feel like shit just got real, and they are the Emperor in reverse. So they feel like they ain't got their shit together. Shit just got real, and they ain't got their shit together. So they're worried about finances. They have a whole lot going in their mind right now. It's like the fact that you're actually showing is like made it like super real from them, you know, like, oh, like this shit's fucking real. So oh, I hope they don't do that, because you got the death card. I hope they don't bitch out and run away, because yeah, this shit just got real from them, and they're not sure if they are up to the challenge. It's like you got the Emperor in reverse, you've got the Five of Pentacles, and then you've got the Death card with twins. So they're like, it says it can't get any worse, right? They're fucking terrified. This person is absolutely terrified. And they're acting cold. They might be getting bad advice. Like they're trying. Oh, I hope they don't play that. I hope they don't play that. They are having a really fucking hard time with this shit. They are having a really hard time. Like they are freaking out. Like they don't know how they're going to do it. They don't know how but they're super worried about money. Like a lot of this has to do with money. Like they don't think that they're going to be able to have enough money, or that they're going to be able to come up with enough money. They don't feel like they can handle the responsibility. Like the fact that like you're like the shit just got real from them. So they're probably acting really cold, really distant, but like they will end up taking that leap. Like right now I think they're in panic mode. Like the shit's like for they're like, oh my god, this is really happening. So yeah, they're having a really hard time with this, you know. But it's like, who the hell, you know what I mean? Like what do they just think that you're not having a hard time with this yourself, you know? It's like, man, I don't know. Like they're definitely not acting like an emperor about it. They're an emperor in reverse. Like they don't think that they're ready for this. They're probably going to try to jump ship, or they're going to try to act like it's not theirs, or try to do some sort of reverse psychology to where, you know, like they're going to end up acting like an asshole, so you break up with them so they don't seem like the bad guy. They're Yeah, Page of Swords in reverse. Like this person is freaking the fuck out. They don't want to be committed to this. It's like, well, you should have it's too late now. You should have thought about that, you know? So that's a freaking miracle baby, man. Those are miracle babies, especially with twins. Yeah, he's freaking out. He is freaking the fuck out. Like he is worried about losing his freedom. He's worried about losing his money. He's worried that it ain't even his. Like he's got all kinds of shit going on in his head right now. He's freaking out. And you got the miracle god babies. You know, and he might have some sort of sly way to try to get out of it. Like I think he's trying to plot on how to get, like, not be his responsibility, you know? And that's not cool. He's not taking it very well. We'll just put it that way. He's definitely not taking it very well. Yeah, he's not as happy as he should be with the birth of freaking miracle babies, you know? Yeah, he's definitely freaking out. And they're twins. Will he ever come around? Okay, so that's how he's feeling right now. But is he going to come around? Is he going to come around? Like, okay, it's understandable. He's freaking out right now. Like, okay, that's understandable. You know, but is he going to come around? Is he going to step up? Is he going to come around? He is going to step up. He's freaking the fuck out right now, but in the long run, he is going to step up. Because I just asked, and that was the card I just pulled. So right now in the moment, how is he feeling? He's freaking out. Oh man. But in the long run, he's planning for the future. He will step up with the 10 of Cups. All right, right now, he's panicking. He's panicked. He has no fucking clue what to do. I mean, and it's understandable, but he is going to step up. He will be there. I would be freaking out too. Shit. Yeah, and you got the Lovers, Page of Swords, the Lovers. So there will be a little bit more open communication. I think just the right now, like the fact that it's like, oh shit, the shit's like for reals, you know, like it's starting to hit him how real this reality really is. So he has a lot of like mixed emotions about it. Just try to take some deep breaths with him, you know, you know. But you guys do have a really strong connection with each other, and like he will step up. Like he is going to step up to the plate, but right now he's freaking out. And congratulations. That's so awesome. Babies. I love babies. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Y'all will be all right. The star card, there's hope. There is hope for this. There's hope. But right now, how he feels right now is he's freaking out. And men usually have a hard time with the whole pregnancy thing. Like when men think of babies, they think of like playing baseball and, you know, like doing like the little fun cute things. Like they don't think about the woman being pregnant and like the baby waking up and doing all the things. Like they don't really go into like that sort of mindset right away. Like they, you know, they start thinking about playing baseball or, you know, doing like the daddy daughter, you know, tea dates or, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like men have a hard time like because they're not growing babies inside of them in the moment. It's like you're experiencing, like your experience of this creation is completely different than like what they're experiencing right now. Jasmine, general for November. So I hope that helped. I'm sure that's pretty terrifying, but I mean, when I asked if he was going to come up, like stand tall, like the cards came out with 10 of Cups and the Lovers card. So, I mean, right now he don't know what the hell he's doing. And I mean, there's no instruction manual, you know. All right, Jasmine. You are so welcome. All right, Jasmine. General for November. Jasmina? Jasmina? Jasmine. General for November. Yeah, he'll be there. November. What's going on for November? So in November, I think that you are swiftly and without any sort of hesitation, avoiding all conflict, all drama, all gossip. You got the gossip, the sewing circle in the reverse. You've got the conflict in reverse. It's like you don't want any sort of anything to do with any kind of, like, if it disrupts your peace, like you ain't having no part of it whatsoever. Like you don't care where it's coming from. You're like, nope. Like if it disrupts your peace, it's like you've worked too hard. You've worked too hard to create what it is that you've got. So if somebody comes into your freaking little sanctuary or your bubble with some bullshit, it's like you show them promptly where the fucking door is. You know, there might be one big obstacle that you've got to overcome in the month of November, but after that one big obstacle, it might, I think it's the way that it's reacted to is what makes it like the biggest mountain. You know, it's not necessarily like the obstacle itself is hard, but it might be the mentality about the obstacle. You know, so make sure that you um, don't catastrophize stuff, okay, in the month of November. Like if there's some sort of disagreement, or like if you feel like the furies are getting to you, the worms crawl into your head and they start telling you some bullshit, just tell those worms to fuck off, because um it's really not that important, okay? Like whatever it is that is going on in November, like if you're going to get upset about it, try to think, well, am I going to be upset about it? Am I even going to remember what I'm upset about next year? Okay. Like if you're not going to remember next year what it was that's bothering you right now, then don't let it ruin your today. Don't let it ruin your fucking now. Okay. Because that's the only way that you're going to have a bad November, is if you end up letting things get to you that aren't even going to matter next year. So if it's not going to matter in 3 months from now, much less a year from now, then don't let it take away the joy of your day. All right. And stay away from any sort of outside conflict, you know, any sort of he said, she said. Um, just don't be sitting at any tables where they're discussing other people. All right. And be very mindful of them worms, man. Them worms try to get into our heads and they try to tell us that we're not good enough, or that we're not going to have enough, or that we're not going to be able to survive, or like we out of all of the possible possibilities, like we pluck out the worst case possible scenario of every single possible possibility that is in the universe out there, and then we stick it in our pocket and we hold that close to our heart. And we're like, okay, this is the worst case possible scenario and I've got it close to me. You know, like all the rest of them don't matter. You know, out of all the possible possibilities, like just this worst case scenario one right here, that's the one that I'm going to focus on. So try not to pluck the worst possible case scenario out of the universe and focus only solely on that. It's okay to be aware, okay, so that is one of the possibilities. All right, I see you, I'm aware. What else is possible out there? Hi, Tanya. If you haven't checked out my girl Tanya with Tarot Vibes, please go give Tanya a holla and a falla. She's amazing. She's got a great sense of humor, and I love her. So yeah, stay out of any sort of like, not your circus, not your monkeys. And I think you've worked really, really hard for the sense of peace that you have right now. You know, there's definitely plans for the future. Like you probably have a 5-year plan, or like you have like maybe you're taking out some equity from your home to do remodeling so that you can like sell your house to buy a bigger house. There's like some sort of plan in place to make something out of what you have. It's like you have this, and it's like you have these resources, and this is what you have, and you're going to use what you have to turn it into double. It's like you're going to multiply your assets, but there's going to be a little bit of work that comes with that. And I think you're in the planning phase right now of planning for what it is that you truly want, or how you're going to go about getting what you want. Hmm. And slow and steady wins the race, okay? Like, don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush to get things done, all right? Especially if it has something to do with finances. Like, slowly, steady wins the race. Like, don't make any sort of impulsive financial decisions. Make sure that they're very well thought out. And somebody is going to try to hand you what seems to be like a golden opportunity, but I think that it's more of a golden opportunity for them and not so much you. It's like something about you signing up for this program or signing up to work with this person or signing up for this promotion actually helps this person more than it'll help you. Yeah, and the Empress. So you might find out that like there might be a child in the family. Like you might hear about somebody in your family, like your family is getting bigger, but I don't think that that's necessarily you. I think that's somebody outside like your immediate family, like your sister or your brother or your niece or something. Like there's some part of your family that's going to end up like you're going to hear news of your family's getting bigger. Like somebody is going to have a baby, or you'll find out that there's somebody is pregnant. Yeah, and there's a whole lot of just staying away from conflict. You got two of the conflict cards in the reverse. So just avoid other people's drama, all right? Like don't get yourself stuck into any sort of work related drama, or like if one of your friends is fighting with her boyfriend or something, like don't get yourself involved into other people's stuff, all right? And you might have a difficult decision to make regarding options or avoiding a deadlock, or like don't work at the last minute. If you have a project that's due, like don't do nothing until the day before then crunch it all in at once. All right, make sure that you're actually doing the things that you need to do. And another conflict card in reverse. A whole other deck. I split it to avoiding conflict. Avoid that conflict. That is not your circus, not your monkeys. You've worked too hard to have your peace of mind to let any outside whatever come and fuck with your sanctuary, okay? All right. I hope that helped. Headaches, no good. My mom always told me, well, a head shaped like that should hurt all the time, right? That's what my mom used to say all the time to me. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, well, a head shaped like that should hurt all the time. You look great as Wonder Woman, Tanya. All right, K&E is up next. I'll find it. I'll find her question. Maybe I'll find her question. Hello. Thanks, Tanya. Little crackhead energy. Gotta love that crackhead energy. You're so welcome. I really hope it helped. Just, yeah, keep avoiding the drama. Don't get involved in any of that he said, she said. I feel like it's like a work situation. Like there might be some petty ass people at work. Just ignore them. We are looking for K&E's question. Oh, where'd it go? there it is. Wait. Okay, yep, I found it. Woo! I found it. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback. Should you take the new job you're thinking about? We'll answer that question first. Well, if you shouldn't take that new job, the universe will make sure that there's no way that you can take that job. All right. But let's find out what the cards say. All right. Should Canny take the new job? Meow, 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 meow. He's over here climbing on things. Pixie, what are you doing? Ooh, the first card out was the 1111 card. That is open doors of opportunity, celebration, joy, harmony, community, homecoming. The Chariot with a freaking move. That's moving forward. That's divinely protected. That's divinely guided, divinely protected. That is fierce movement. That might be movement out of state or out of town. There's transition. There might be leaving behind an old. You got leaving behind the old so that you could push forward to the new. Releasing baggage, moving on, transition. So that is absolutely like for your job, for the job thing, that you've got the 1111 card, the Chariot, and the 6 of Wands and the upright. That is all about movement. You've got the Knight of Swords which is ambition, the driven to succeed, action oriented, fast thinking, defending beliefs. But I believe that this is a like almost like a wish come true. Pixie, no. No. I think your biggest concern right now is like not following your own self. Like I think you already know the answer to this question. Like I think you were just looking for confirmation for it. Like I think you already intuitively know that this will be a great decision for you, but I think you're like it's out of your comfort zone, and it requires a whole bunch of change. Yeah, with the death of your old situation for the birth of your new one. So you might have to let go a lot of whatever is currently going on in your situation in order to progress into this new chapter. And it might be a little bit scary. Like change like that is super scary. So I definitely think that it is definitely a move. Like this is a divinely protected move that you're making, and it is definitely something that will change your life, like a whole lot of life change. Which change is scary. Pixie, stop it. What are you after? I don't see no spiders. There's no nothing. What are you doing? So this definitely looks like a very good move forward. You are still juggling it though. Like you're like, one day you're like, hell yeah, all about it. And then the next day you're like, well, what if I'm not happy there? What if I, like leave behind everything that I know and then I'm not happy, but what if you stay exactly where you're in and you're not happy, like change is scary, but being stagnant is slow death. It's like slow personal death. But yeah, there's definitely a transition here. This was all cards about transitioning, about a wish come true. The chariot that's moving, that's like divine movement, divine timing, divine movement, moving on, leaving behind the old so that you could create something new. You know, in order for one thing to be birthed, like one part has got to go. So make sure that you are leaving room open to grow. And the sun card, what? Boom. So I think this is going to bring you a lot of happiness. The byproduct of you going on to this new job that you're questioning about, the byproduct is going to be a lot of change, but with that change comes a lot of internal happiness. That's like the happiest card in the deck. That's pleasure, that's happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, you know. Preparation and progress, kind of just waiting for that door to open. That door is, once that door opens, I don't think you should just walk through that motherfucker. You should like skip through it, dance, do a little dance on your way through the door, like fuck yeah, hey, you know, do a little dance. When that door opens, I would skip through it. Whistle while you work. Do 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 do. All right, well, G, stop lying so much. Preparation H, hey. I love you, Tanya. All right. Well, G, stop lying so much. I usually only do one question, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I mean, I could already say probably not. Probably not. Nope. That is a big fat That is the shadiest card in all of the deck. Oh, here's Mr. Meow Face. Come here, Meow Meow. Come here, Meow Meow Meow. Come here. You can sit here with me. Pixie says, this dude's shady, okay? G is shady. He is a liar. His pants are on fire. I really wish that liar's pants would catch on fire. Then maybe they would stop lying so much. But yeah, that is disagreements, competition. That's like that's the liar thief. You know, conflict, sneakiness. In some way or another, like they feel like that's the only way that they can get by, you know, but they're very guarded. There's a whole lot of a challenge there. Like they might feel conflict within themselves, like they're super insecure, so they gotta front, because they gotta lie to kick it, okay? Because if they wasn't lying, then they can't kick it. So this person definitely has to lie to kick it, and they're not changing anytime soon. You know, and if you keep putting up with them, you're gonna get burnt out by it. It's gonna be like you're gonna get burnt out. It's exhausted. You know, and they'll make you feel like alone, like you're alone in that situation. It's like you can tell that they're lying if their mouth is moving. But nope, they don't plan. They do not. They plan. They think they gotta lie to kick it. You know, like I ain't gotta lie to kick it. Like if I have to lie to kick it, I ain't kicking it. You know, but this person, like they don't know how to just be themselves. So they probably lie about the stupidest shit too. It's like, oh well, what'd you do today? You know, what did you eat? And they'll tell you some elaborate story about some fucking breakfast burrito or some shit, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the truth. It's like pointless lies. Like, why did you even have to lie about that? There's like pointless. But they're very insecure. So no, they're not going to stop lying anytime soon. Okay, so your intuition doesn't speak in a language. All right, your intuition doesn't have words. Your intuition doesn't speak to you in words. It doesn't speak to you in your language. It's like your intuition comes as a feeling. Your intuition comes as a feeling from your soul plexus, from your solar plexus, and then radiates out this way. And then instantaneously your head chatter starts working, and then your ego mind starts taking over and starts analyzing it and trying to pull it apart and categorize it and put it into its safe box or to label it. So as your intuition hits, like you get this gut feeling that's your intuition, and then as soon as that happens, your ego mind takes it over and tries to decompress it, cartelize. That's not the right word. You know, where you put it in boxes, try to label it and put it into a box and puts words to it. So as soon as the words start in your up here mind and it's no longer in your down here mind, then your ego has taken over. So compartment, yeah, compartmentalize. I can't say that word for some reason right now. It's like playing a drum. Like the best advice I ever got, because I play hand drums, right? Like a djembe or a doumbek, stuff like that. The best advice that I ever got about playing a drum was don't play the drum, let the drum play you. And as soon as like I'm getting down on a beat, boom to the beat, to the boom to the beat. As soon as I think about it, like my hands fuck up. But if I don't think about it and I just let it go, let it do, then there's no hiccups in it whatsoever. So your intuition is like playing like the drum. It's like, you don't play the drum, you let the drum play you. Thank you so much, Canny. I appreciate that. Aww. Caramelized? Hell yeah. Foodie? Hey. Oh, where'd those questions go? There's a whole lot of questions. Well, if you keep feeding into that timeline of your fear, then it's more than likely like you're paying the energy bank on your fear. The more you think about your fears, the more you're paying for that reality to come into place, to come into your reality, right? It's like when you're focusing on your fears, you're literally paying out energy for that to happen. That's what happens when we are constantly focused on that worst case scenario. Out of all of the possibilities that are possible, right? Like the ones that we are the most worried about, like if we pluck that out of the universe and stick that in our pocket and just focus on that, it's like every time we focus on that, we're putting another penny in that fear jar. And eventually we're going to have more pennies in our fear jar, and we're not going to have anything in our vacation jar. So don't pay your energy to your fears, because when you pay for that energy, you're just putting that into manifestation. Pixie, I said no. No means no. No is a whole statement, okay? It's not a question, it is a statement, kitty. All right, let's go with, will Jay the Pisces ever reconcile? Will Jay the Pisces ever reconcile? I'm weird socially. Like, I've become extremely socially awkward, which is strange because like I used to be such a social butterfly, but now I get out into public and I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, do I just stand? Do I stand here like this? Like what? All right. Will Jay the Pisces ever reconcile with Venus? Will the Pisces ever reconcile? Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, there's definitely some unfinished business. You got the World in reverse. No. They're working on their finances right now. They're working on their legacy, their prophecy, their home, their like the things that are tangible. It's like they're working on the things that are tangible. Like they're more focused on the 3D version of the things on this planet right now, like material gains. Like they're focused on material stuff rather than like internal stuff. This person might be a little materialistic, but there's definitely going to be some movement forward, and there is some unfinished business because you do have the World in the reverse and then the Chariot card, which is that's like destined movement. That's like no matter which way you try to steer it, it's like the car is going to go this way, no matter what you try to do. So there's definitely going to be some movement there, and there is some unfinished business. It doesn't feel like there is other people in this person's energy. And you do have the Two of Cups, so there's definitely going to be a coming back together, or like a reach around. They get to come back for the reach around, okay? But it's not going to happen like soon. There's definitely some work that needs to be done in the headspace. Look at that. Like he's got to have that crown chakra light up a little bit. Like he's more focused on material things and not so much like the etheric plane. So there's going to be there's some delays here, but there's definitely a coming back together with the Chariot and the World in reverse. Like it's not over. It's not completely over. There still is some unfinished business, but there has to be some sort of mental, like an epiphany or like a mental awakening, like a realization or a remembering that has to happen in order for it to actually be successful. But there does look like there's going to be happiness in this situation. Yeah, I want to hear all about it, okay? I want to hear all about it. I mean, the Knight of Cups. So that's the charmer and the Fool card. So yes, there will be a reconciliation, but right now they're focused on earthly things, like tangible stuff, things that you can buy, things that are materialistic. Like their focus right now are on things that they can touch, things that they can feel, things that they can pass on. They're not really focused on like emotional or like spiritual pursuits right now. So it might not happen until their head chakra lights up, until they're getting that aha moment, until they're like more focused on like the spiritual plane rather than the 3D plane. But yeah, definitely let me know. Let me know. I think Goodman is live right now too, so definitely go check out Goodman's channel. Nope. I'll take Mom as the last one. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, but he's gonna have some sort of epiphany, or they're gonna have some sort of epiphany, where they're gonna realize that the material plane isn't really, isn't all that there is. You are very welcome. Will the 3 a.m. spontaneous window bling pay off? You mean like, are you going to make a profit? All right. I can tell you right now that all has to do with your perception. Are you talking about making a profit off of it? Or like, I mean, paying off could mean so many different, there's so many different ways to take that. But are you talking about making a profit, or are you talking about like, fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment, mental fulfillment? Yeah, spontaneous. Thank you so much, James. I'll be in there in Goodman's in just a minute. So yeah, definitely check out Goodman's mixes. Give him a follow and a holla. Tell him I said hello. All right. Oh, so I think like it's going to give you some sort of creative like urge, like it's going to open doors for new opportunity, but there you might be overly emotionally invested in it. Because overly emotionally, easily influenced, bitchy, cold-hearted, cruel, and bitterness, and then you've got the walking away and disappointment card. So it's like withdrawal, escapism, walking away, leaving behind, abandonment. But I think this has to do, I mean, it's all a matter of perception, you know? If you're wondering about, okay, financially, is this going to financially pay off? Nope, it says financial loss. The 5 of cups. The first word out on there is financial loss. So you might be at a financial loss with this situation, but if you maintain courage and um persistence, then it'll bring you a lot of self-confidence and a lot of self-respect. But at first there's definitely going to be a financial loss, but it does say that there will be a new beginning. Like if you keep pushing it because that's what you enjoy doing. If you do something because you enjoy doing it, then the journey is part of the reward, but if you are attached to a specific outcome, then that's the quickest way to be disappointed. But the card that came out was a financial, like you're probably going to spend more than you've put in. But that doesn't mean to have a cold or a bad attitude about it. Like, don't be cold about it. Don't have a bad attitude about it. Like, do it because you enjoy doing it. And if you continue to do it because you enjoy doing it, like there will be movement. That's chariot. That's that determination, that willpower. You know, but it might not be as fast as you would like it to be, and you have to relinquish some sort of control with the death card in reverse. That's resistance to change, holding on, you know um and there's a lot of moodiness, overreactive, competition, jealousy. So I guess it just depends on your perception, you know depends on your perception. Financially, in this moment, the card said no. But I think if you do some collaboration and some teamwork, and you release the the attachment to the outcome, and you actually just enjoy the journey, then you'll have a lot more reward than just financial reward. Yeah, but you are stuck in a mental prison. You have your own self-limiting beliefs and your own self-limiting perceptions about things. And that is there's nobody binding her to this prison but herself. There's nobody that holds the key to them fucking binds but her. Mother. And don't be putting yourself in debt. This is unpaid debts. One-sided charities with strings attached. Power and domination. Don't be don't be putting yourself in debt at 3 o'clock in the morning buying Amazon shit. Collaborate. I don't know. I think it has mostly to do with perception. Your perception. All right. Well, I think those are all of the questions I have for tonight. And thank you guys so much for being here. Like, I truly appreciate every single one of you. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but it is a big bada boom, chicken good multi-pass. No, your window blings are awesome, Mom. I love your window blings. But maybe use what you got before you buy a whole bunch of new stuff. Because I know how big your craft room, I know what you're over there working with, lady. Tanya, woo woo. Please go check out Tanya's channel. Go check out Mojo, Tanya, Goodman, my therapist. Of course, Auntie Karen and TR's Tarot Talk 1111. My friend Tracie, I love her. I love my kitty cat. He's a butthead. He's a super butthead, but he's an amazing butthead. I've had him since he was itty bitty. He was this little squishy face. Oh, the Gemini's back, huh? I have to watch myself with them Geminis. Like, Geminis are like my kryptonite. I'm like, oh, you a Gemini? I'm down for game night. I like Unos and stuff. Come here, Pixie. Come here. Meow, meow, meow. Come here, dude. Come here. Come here. Say goodnight to the people. Say goodnight. He is a Turkish van kitty. There's like a whole legend about Turkish van kitties, about how they were the cats allowed on the ark, and they have like a thumbprint of God in between their shoulders. He's not a putz. He's got freckles. He's got freckles on his face. Say good night. Night night. He's my cat beard. And he smiles like he's got the biggest smile. He'll smile, he'll lay there, he'll lay in my lap upside down and just have this shit-eating grin. He's like, life is good. I'm just gonna lay here upside down and chill. But he doesn't like other people at all. Like, he's a scaredy cat. I could tell that, like, I don't have people that come over here because, like, as soon as anybody shows up, like, both of the cats are inside the drawers or they're hiding. Okay. And he like sleeps on my face and I can just move him around. Like he absolutely 100 million% trusts me. Like I could do whatever with him. He's like, okay, cool. Little stink face. And his tail. I love his little ring tail. Like he's got these like perfect little rings on his tail. He's all fluffy and he feels like cashmere. This is my dude. This is my dude. All right. Okay. Say good night. Good night. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for letting me read for you. And I promise I won't be on hiatus. I figured out my pattern. Like I have a pattern of like I'm scared of being successful. So every time that I hit some sort of milestone, I like freak out and panic and then hide away. And I'm like, wait a second, what the hell are you doing, lady? Like, don't hide from yourself. Like you're your own worst person here. Like, what are you doing? You know? So I acknowledged my pattern of doing that and I'm going to conquer that shit. And I'm also almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks in of being completely nicotine free. Like I didn't want to say anything at first cuz last time I said something, then I failed and I felt like just ridiculous. So I'm completely like nicotine free now. Like I don't do any sort of nicotine. I've completely quit that. I decided. I was like, no, I decided I'm not doing that no more. So now I'm going to decide that I'm not going to run from being successful. And I have decided that I am going to be in better health shape. And we all get to decide because we are the creators of our own choose our own adventure. So you're the author of your own choose your own adventure book. And we get to decide. So what are you deciding today? I've decided, right? We all get to decide. It's so cool that we have that power. Like, no, I decided that I'm going to be nicotine free. Like, I'm just decided. So we all have that power. Thank you so much. Yeah, take that new job. Don't be fearful. The cards were all about it. Those cards were all about it. Tarot said, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Get it? I know if I come back, if I have to reincarnate as a human or I mean onto Earth, I want to reincarnate as a really loved kitty. Yeah, I'm a procrastinator, man. I have so many unfinished projects. I still have to finish my floor. I've done enough research that I'm pretty confident. Like I've done enough research, I've done all the prepping, like I've done all the stuff. I just have to actually like start tearing apart the floor and then it'll be like, okay, now you have no choice. Better get it done. There's a fucking hole in your floor. I am loved. Thank you. I love you, Mama. All right. I love you guys. For reals. Okay, bye. A corgi? That'd be awesome. Look at this dude. He's so spoiled. He's a loved ass kitty for sure. I love his little freckle face. Right? Sometimes we just need that confirmation. He's a good kitty. Although he likes to do parkour at like 3 o'clock in the morning. As soon as I'm like falling asleep, he's like, parkour, parkour, meow, 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 parkour, parkour. It's like, look what I can do. Look what I can do. Right? Just chilling. My mom makes so much cool stuff. Like, my mom is a master crafter. That's why her name is Whacked Crafter. Like, she is seriously the most talented, like, craft person I've ever met ever in my life. All right. If you haven't checked out my girl Tanya, please go check out Tanya with Tarot Vibes. She's amazing. She's got a great sense of humor, and I love her. No, she doesn't have an Etsy shop. I thought about putting her stuff on my channel. I could probably put it up. True. I'm a pyographer. I like to set stuff on fire, and make it pretty. Pyography. I like pyography. It sounds dirty. I'll have to put your stuff up on my channel, Mom. Because you do amazing stuff. Like, she's so talented. Like, she did this. This is a quilt of all my old band shirts and stuff. Like, all the shirts, like t-shirts that I had that, like, I didn't really wear, but I didn't want to get rid of. Like, she made a quilt for it. I love that you guys talk to each other. Like, I'm all about building a community. You know, they say it takes a village. And there ain't no unity without community. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And I will see you guys soon. Probably for an all signs. And I'll make sure to get in touch with Tanya. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Love you. Okay, for reals now. Okay, bye. Okay, bye now.